Hello, this is Luna B. Today is February 11th. This is the astrological forecast for this week. So we're going to dive deep. I am an astrologer, I'm a life coach and a yoga therapist, and I'm super passionate just about sharing the wisdom that I have received from tuning into many, many years of yoga and cosmic alignment and the impact it has on my life and the life of my clients. So I am here to serve you and to support you in understanding some of the energetics of what's going on. The background that I have today is actually the background of a retreat I led in Costa Rica. So I'm also leading a retreat coming up in March. And if you're interested, I'll drop that in the show notes below. So let's drop into the energy that started yesterday, February 10th. Venus entered Pisces, and Venus is the goddess of love, value, harmony, relationships, and it is exalted in Pisces. So Pisces is that water mutable sign that in its highest form represents unconditional love and self-compassion. It's the sign of the mystic and the healer and the dreamer and the artist. So having Venus there really is a gift of how can we learn to accept ourselves in all of our beingness, to connect to the higher state of love. And yes, we are heading into Valentine's Day this week. So it's a really beautiful reflection on how you could develop new love practices for you and yourself, or for you and your partner, for you and other people in your life. Love is a big theme that is very prevalent. And this transit will be from February 10th until March 20th. So we really have a nice time. And Venus just recently was reborn into the evening star. So she became visible this week. January 6th, we had the transition when she moved from morning star to evening star. And so it's a different flavor of Venus right now. She'll be visible in the nighttime. Today, February 11th, when I'm recording it, it is Wednesday, it is Mercury Day. The planet of Mercury is the planet of communication, the planet of our nervous systems, the planet of how we talk to ourselves and how we talk to others, how we listen, and the downloads that we receive. And this Mercury today is actually conjunct the North Node in Pisces. So the greater energetics of this is again very similar to like North Node is always collectively where we are growing on a soul level. And this year it's all about soul growth and unconditional love and compassion. So, how can you use this transit of the mind connecting to the soul in a way that is loving and slowing down to even sense that for yourself? Pisces is definitely a sensual sign. So, senses are a wonderful way to really tap into the energetics of love. And we have something really big coming up on Friday, and that is Saturn will be moving into Aries. So Saturn is the planet of a teacher planet. It's the planet that can bring contractions and boundaries and lessons in our life. Restrictions, discipline, mastery are some of the words that we use when it comes to Saturn. So Saturn sometimes puts some strong boundaries in place or lessons in place for us to grow. And Saturn is a teacher. So Saturn has been in Pisces, and Pisces, the energetic of Pisces, for the past 2.5 years, we have been learning about ourselves through the lens of Pisces. And if you could think back over the past 2.5 years, what wisdom teachings have you started to really incorporate in yourself? These could be more on the spiritual plane because Pisces is a very spiritual planet. So it might have been a wonderful time to take on new practices, whether that's yoga, whether that's journey work, whether that is dream work. I mean, these are all practices that possibly you have been developing over the past 2.5 years. And now when Saturn is going from that nice water sign into fire sign of Aries, is going to require a lot more courageous, bold, authentic leadership. This planet of the planet that rules Aries is Mars. So when we think of the energy of Saturn and Mars, even together, we could feel that there will be a lot of drive and a lot more focus of actually what are you the authority of and how do you get to show up and how do you get to regulate? How do you get to regulate? Because there's so much fire in this energetic um, that do not want to be burning ourselves out. I hope that in the past 2.5 years, you've learned more and more about regulation for yourself because things are going to be moving a lot quicker, especially when we hit into the eclipse on February 17th. I'll do a separate video on the Aquarius new moon solar eclipse. But even feeling into this has been a big week of transition. And I want you to be paying attention to the messages that you are receiving and what is ending, right? Because also Pisces can be a martyr. Pisces energy could be that you don't know your own boundaries. And maybe Saturn has taught you, maybe there's certain relationships that you do need to let go or you have painfully let go of in order for your own development. So it's been really a wonderful journey having Saturn in Pisces teaching us those lessons so that we could take on our own leadership and authority as it moves into Aries starting February 13th. And then February 14th, we have Valentine's Day. So I hope that you are planning something special for yourself, or your loved ones, that you really, really get to be in a way that will serve you in your highest form of who you are and who the other person is, seeing each other for who each others are. That would be a wonderful Aries practice because Aries is about who am I? Who am I? And people want to be recognized. So who are you? Who are you and what do you want to be recognized for? You could even ask that to yourself. And you could ask your loved one, how would they like to be recognized? How would they like to be loved? So, wishing you a beautiful Valentine's Day. And if you have any questions or if you want to go deeper, my love language is reading charts. My love language is supporting you to grow. So, the link to the Costa Rica retreat is below. The link for my astrology readings are below. And I'm sending you a blessed, blessed rest of the week. Take care of yourself.